Hey everyone, I'm David Chair from the StarCraft 2 Garden site to bring you a quick video on the Battlecruiser for the Terrans in StarCraft 2. This is just a specially upgraded Battlecruiser that I created just to demonstrate its abilities, but yeah, generally put, this unit is created at Starport with, and it requires an attached add-on here, which apparently has not been... okay, there we go. Yes. So yes, it's created at the Starport with a tech lab. It also requires the fusion core to be created, which also needs the Starwall to be created as well. You have 2 upgrades: the Yamato cannon, well, called the weapon refit, the upgrade itself, which allows the Yamato cannon to be used on the Battlecruiser. You also got the Behemoth reactor, which increases the starting energy by 25, which is pretty useful for getting the Yamato cannon out sooner. So yes, the Battlecruiser is capital craft for the Terrans, and it's a craft you won't be seeing too often, but yeah, it can come in pretty handy though, especially against the Protoss and the Terran faction. Against the Zerg race, so it's not quite as effective, but yeah. They also have weaknesses to things like Void Rays, but yes, what you do with the Yamato cannon, you can take them out in a single shot, and yeah, we'll just let them lay that down as well. So yes, they're pretty good when they're supporting a ground-based army, although yeah, if you accompany these battlecruisers with, for example, Vikings against enemy air units, then they're not too bad either. But yeah, you have to watch out for enemy anti-air units, of course, especially units such as the Corruptor, which get a bonus to damage against them, as well as, yeah, the Vikings as well, enemy Vikings. But, oh yeah, and of course Void Rays, if the enemy can field them in sufficient numbers, can pose a pretty big risk to your battlecruisers as well, even with Yamato cannon, provided that, you know, the enemy fields them in enough numbers. Good thing about Yamato cannon though, is that it can outrange enemy static air defenses, which is pretty good for laying siege to enemy bases. And wow, those takes quite a bit of energy as well, apparently. But another thing as well is because it counts as a spell, it actually ignores things like armor and shields and all that, which means that well, I was hoping it'd actually be recharged by now, but yeah, basically puts they can be used against things like the Immortal, which has got special shields that reduce the amount of damage incoming, and yeah, you can basically take it out in a single shot once these bastards get enough energy. And yeah, in general, yeah, they really should be supported by ground army against the Zerg. They're not, well, they're not too bad, but the problem is the Zerg, there's just got many ways to counter them, whether by using Neural Parasite. You have to watch out for Zerg infestors using Neural Parasites. And we'll just take the second guy out with one single shot. There we go. And we'll just lay siege to a couple of these photon cannons too. So yes, you have to watch out for quite a few units. But yeah, with proper support, yeah, they're not too bad, but yeah, usually these guys are too cumbersome to see any real use in the competitive StarCraft 2 games, but yeah, they're certainly pretty good support for ground forces, to say the least. And yeah, they're usually used when the Terran player already has a pretty big advantage, and yeah, they can just help increase that advantage if they're used correctly. It's best to use them on... I won't turn that just yet, but anyway, it's best to use them on smaller maps, or maps where distances between bases aren't so great, because yeah, these guys can be intercepted rather easily with their slow movement speed. Yeah, you don't really want to use them on wide open maps too often. But so yeah, thankfully they can turn on a dime, despite the fact that they're pretty massive ships, which kind of looks a bit silly. But there you go, it's the mighty Battlecruiser for you. So check out the StarCraft 2 Garden site for more information about using the Terrans. Until next time, this has been David signing off.